Our first guest this week is Mr. William Sawyer. He's the CEO of Sawyer Group at LLC. Bill, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Don. It's great to be here.
Well, just as we thought gasoline prices were kind of receding, they kind of spiked up again this week. And then we hear that OPEC's going to cut production. What's going on?
Well, OPEC's figured out that if they cut production, prices will go up. And they're interested in prices going up. They're not interested in being friends with the United States. So I think that's a key element of it.
How did we get here? How did we get to where we're dependent on these guys again?
Well, that's a strange thing. We got here because one, Russia invaded Ukraine. That's part of it. The other part is that the administration here in the United States has basically said that oil and gas are not a good investment. You should invest in it. And production has gone down since Trump left office.
Well, basically, I guess there's a lot of talk about global warming. I guess global warming is okay if you're burning somebody else's oil.
Well, I have mixed emotions about global warming. One is if you turn on one air conditioner, it gets cool on the inside and the heat goes to the outside. If you turn on 1 million air conditioners, you get a lot of heat. If you turn on 10 million air conditioners, you're going to get a lot of heat there. Two is one of the scientists said that he believes that the magma coming up underneath the polar cap is what's causing the ice to melt, not the climate above us. And no one has come up with any significant information or data about climate change. Yes, there is climate change. There's always been climate change. We're still, according to the scientists, we're still in the period of time of an ice age. We're coming out of an ice age. If we're coming out of an ice age, yes, there's going to be a change. There's going to be a major change. So I think that all those people who have beach houses should have paid attention to some of the scientists 20 years ago.
Let's talk about oil consumption in the United States. What kind of consumption data do you have for us?
Worldwide, we're talking about 100 million barrels a day that's being used. In the U.S., we use about 20 million barrels a day, but we only produce about 12 million. So we're 8 million short. The real problems in California, which consumes about 500,000 barrels a day at its refineries, but it only produces about 270,000, less than 50% right now. And that's a real problem. The other problem with California was that in the past, in 1985, about 2/3 of the production went to refineries and covered the refineries. The remaining third, almost all of it came from Alaska. That's changed considerably now. California only produces about 40% of its crude oil. Very little comes from Alaska, and the rest of it is imported. So you've got a big import bill that affects not only California, but the nation.
Of course, most consumers will gauge the oil business by gasoline prices or heating oil prices, but they forget how much we're dependent on petroleum products as well.
Well, petroleum products are used in chemical plants. They're used to make plastics. They're used in a lot of things that people don't realize. In fact, probably 50% of what petroleum products come from the petroleum, and you're not talking about things that can easily be changed. They're not going to easily be changed. I mean, the plastics that go around specialty batteries, the plastics that go around things that we use daily, not just the bottles. So it's a very interesting mode that people don't understand. We need petroleum for plastics.
You know, Bill, every time I've had you on the program, you've made predictions that have always come true. What's your prediction for the rest of the year with respect to gasoline and oil prices?
Well, gasoline prices usually follow the oil price. The difference is gasoline prices are localized, very localized, and you have the jobbers are the ones that really determine the price, not the service stations and not the oil companies. The jobbers determine the price. But as far as oil is concerned, I'm looking probably at $95 a barrel for West Texas Intermediate in the near term. I think the far term is going to be $125 to $150 a barrel. And the reason I think that is because OPEC's saying they're going to cut. And as soon as OPEC cuts this 2 million and the price goes up, they're going to start looking at another cut. The reason is it balances. They can sell less oil for the same amount of money. Gas prices today, it's about $6.77. A year ago, it was only $4 an MCF. The highest it's been was $9. And I think that probably we're looking at going from the $6.77 to about $8 in the near term.
That's the bad timing for the incumbents with the election looming.
Well, it is. It is. Inflation is a big problem to politicians. And we saw that with Jimmy Carter. Inflation's what, even though he was a wonderful person, inflation's what killed his election. And Ronald Reagan just blew over it.
You're absolutely right. Once again, William Sawyer, the Sawyer Group, LLC. Bill, your advice and your input is always so valuable. Thanks so much for being on the program.
Well, thank you. And it's always wonderful to be on Money TV with Donald Baillargeon. The reason is that I've been on it before when I had a public company, and my public company went from 39 cents to $5.25 because of being on the Money TV.
Well, thank you so much for the kind words, my friend.
You're welcome. Good to see you.